What's up, guys? Welcome to the artclasses.com. Today we are going to talk about color scheme. I know a lot of you has been asking me to do a video on color scheme, but I didn't really want to do it until I explore a bunch of them already. After I experiment with them for a long while, it took me a few years, and over the years that I've been working, then finally I make the video tutorial on color scheme. So we're gonna talk from achromatic, monochromatic, complementary, triadic, and split complementary. And I will kind of give you tips or hints on how to move from one color scheme to another color scheme easily, because that's how I actually do it. And the reason it took me this long is because I want to know how to actually make it happen rather than just reading from the book and explain to you guys, because you guys could understand. All right. We got a tablet winner in May, and I will announce it at the end of the video or sometime during the video before the end. And if you guys are interested, you can also go to my website and take my class, the Painting 101, Character Design 101, which is opening in summer right now. And that's a group class, and you can also take a one-on-one mentorship. Just kind of email me over here and then ask me if there's any spot available. And you can also now download my tutorial on Gumroad. I have more than 5, that's tons more. So each tutorial is 2 hours long, and it's very specific about like a portrait or body or anatomy or character design or environmental concept or some speed painting or something. So yeah, if you are interested and take this seriously, then just go download or register for my class. You can also go to Patreon, and that's where you are going to find my latest tutorial, because I'm going to releasing them basically every month or twice a month, and you can pledge on different kind of level, and you get this month you get this one, the mermaid and the portrait, 3 of them, and you might get more. It depends on how much time I have, but that's at least what you're going to get. So all right, anyway, I talk way too much now, so let's just get started and take a look at the color scheme. So today we are going to talk about a color scheme, and the color scheme is basically how to plan to use your color in your illustration so that it doesn't look odd, or it will keep your illustration harmony, and you can have a color harmony and everything in your illustration will look fine. And this is the color wheel, and usually a lot of time people will just use like monochromatic or complementary or triadic, and I will explain to you how they all work and how to use them or make them, because over the year I have experimented with it and basically used them all so far. So let's start off with this one is actually a split complementary. I'll explain to you later about this one. So we're just going to start with the simple. So here's another mermaid, and these two are basically monochromatic. Monochromatic, you involve with one color basically. So monochromatic still has color. If you're doing grayscale, it's called achromatic. So the achromatic would look like these, and achromatic doesn't have any color. You just dealing with value. And if you just started digital painting, I would recommend start off with achromatic and then slowly moving on to the monochromatic. They are pretty similar in a way that you're dealing with mostly value, so you can just start off with that and just make sure that you know your value, and then kind of move on from mono to complementary and to triadic. Complementary would be good enough. My favorite to go is monochromatic and complementary, and this one is also monochromatic. And in this monochromatic, you will see that the blue color would just go from light to dark, and that just maybe just one slot in this one. So that's this one, but this one is in the more of like a warm hue. So this one will be ranging from really dark to really light. So in this one color wheel that I have here, it doesn't cover the brightness right here, right? So it just involved with just the hue ranging from less saturated to more saturated. But we're not talking. There are more to it. There are like Gumroad map and how saturation affect your color. But today we're just going to talk about the color scheme, common color scheme, just so far. So, and you would think that monochromatic are dull. You can make monochromatic looks good by adding a little more, which mean like more family in the warm hue. So you can use this whole range in your color scheme, which it could be this one here, right? I add a little bit of blue eyes, but that's just really small, tiny stuff. So in here, this one is also a monochromatic, except it's different because I use the whole range of the warm family, right? So I have the red, which is the red dress, and then I move all the way to the skin tone, right? So it looks monochromatic, but if you really look at it, it's monochromatic. And also, not only you have this range, but you also have this value shift from light to dark, but it's basically a monochromatic skill still. So you starting from one, basically the color I start off with is the color of the background here, which is kind of a sepia, and then from sepia I'm moving to the red and I'm moving to the skin tone. So you can practice with monochromatic and start off with just expanding it out within the family. And if usually the warm will be easier to play around with than the cool, because the cool, if you start off with the cool, make cool stuff, but it's the color when you're adding the skin color, it's the skin would not be as saturated as you see the saturation change, because it was dominated by the blue. And so whatever your background color is, that's going to be the color of your light, and the color of your light will dominate or affect the other color in the scheme. So basically this one is also start off with a monochromatic, which is on from the cool tone, and then I slowly expand into the opposite of it, which is kind of skin yellow or blue to that, and then add a little bit more red. So it's slowly becoming complementary. So that's how you move from one monochromatic to a complementary. So it's not that hard to shift, but the rule of thumb is you have to have one dominating color. And in this one also, I start off with the cool tone, which is basically a monochromatic, and I start adding a little bit of warm, which is yellow orange there from blue. So it kind of not really complementary. It's still a monochromatic with a little hint of the warm. And in this blue tone, so I making a wide range there, right? And then you have a hint of just that. So that is kind of slowly creeping into the complementary territory. And here is a little more full-blown complementary, because you have like this domination of blue. Just disregard the green a little bit here. So I start out with the blue and then add a complementary, which is, you know, orange opposite to the blue. So it's from here to here, right? So you have about 70% covered by the blue, and then the skin, you can see a hint of orange here a little bit there on the rim light. And then I start to play around with sort of trying to add the split or triadic, which is you can kind of move from here territory to a little bit of green. So I'm trying to push it a little bit by adding that last, which I didn't really plan on it. And this basically you can just start off with monochromatic of the blue, and then you like bounce light with the orange and then add another color. And this one is also a complementary. So if you look at it, it's just blue with a little hint of orange, and Aquaman is orange. So on this chart, it's basically a little bit yellow orange. So you have like a big family over here and a big family over here. So it's dominated by blue, and a hint of orange. It will be like about 30% of the most of the time. So just use the 70-30s rule, and then you get there. And then from there, you can slowly moving up to a triadic, which is from that one you see a little bit of the green. So in this one you see the really dark blue and purple here, and then you see the green, aqua green, and then you see a little bit of orange with, so orange, yellow, red around that area, like really small. So the dominant one is basically aqua, then the second is the blue, and the third is the warm color. So that is the closest I've come to play around with triadic. So that's just one of my speed painting. And then the next one would be split complementary. So split complementary, in this one it's a split, so you have dominated by magenta basically, and then across from it will be green, which is kind of her hair, and going around along that would be the blue right there, and then to her skin tone would make it triadic. So I mean split complementary. So you have dominate of the magenta and purple, and then the secondary is basically the blue that you have with the chart dude, and then you have this one will be the third, which is her skin tone, and then the least amount of color is probably the green. But you have this aqua here, which is kind of ambiguous between that. So you have this blue and this aqua here, so it would probably be the secondary color. And then but it's also have a little bit of green, so it's kind of mixed up there a little bit. So the skin color would be the least amount of color one. But once you have the dominate, one big dominant color, so it's basically 70-30. Okay. So anyways, I hope this is helpful somehow. And just take it easy and start off with just something simple and go from there. Make sure your stuff looks good. Don't just do it because you want to try it. Or do it because you want to try it. I don't think that's anything wrong with that. But make sure that you have a solid foundation. So, and the tablet winner is Jennifer Huang. So just message me on my channel, just send me a private message, and then I'll get your information, and then I can send the Huion tablet to you. So congratulations. I still have a new tablet going on for June, so you can just become a subscriber and post them down below. Just post any question or comment or anything, just so I see your name, and then I'll just randomly pick one of you guys, and you guys gonna win the new tablet, which is the Turcom tablet. Alright, thank you for watching, guys. And you can just follow me on Patreon because I'm going to be posting artwork over there a lot, or you can follow me on Instagram, which I post a lot of artwork there also. And thank you for your support of this Patreon. These are Patreon 3 and up, so I really appreciate your help. It's made possible by you guys who pledge, because I have, and if I have more support, there'll be more useful video coming. And on the list here, you can just click the link and go to my older tutorial. Alright guys, well, have a good day. Bye bye.